Okay, I'm back, ladies and gentlemen. It's been a while since I made a long format video, so today I thought, why not? It's a perfect day. It's a Saturday, it's the 28th of March, and just trying to get the angle set, but okay. As you can see, I have a couple of reviews on the MacBook Neo, and Apple has obviously launched quite a few new products, which I'm super excited to talk about and discuss with you guys today. Most of you know that I have the MacBook Pro M4, which I picked up about 8 months ago. And that thing is an absolute beast of a model, right? Before I want to complete my tasks or anything for that matter, it feels like it already gets it done. So, why am I going to speak about the MacBook Neo is what this video is all about. So, welcome back to my channel, and I hope you guys are doing absolutely fine. The iPad Pro's now got the M5 chip, which is what Apple had released a couple of months ago on the laptop. And now that's again exciting too, right? But if you already own the MacBook Pro or the MacBook Air M4 or M5, I don't think the iPad M4 or M5 would make too much sense. But if you're looking, or if you're a person who wants to look out for a very go-to handy sort of a tablet, then I think the iPad Air makes perfect sense and bang for the buck, because obviously the gap between the two is almost about 30, 35, 40,000 rupees in India. So, however, to be very honest and frank with you, if you're in the bracket exactly like me, who's stuck with a budget of 65 to 70,000 rupees, for example, and are confused, now obviously I'm not going to go in for the MacBook Neo, right? Because I already have the MacBook Pro. But if you're already confused, or if you're a person who's trying to be a little dicey when it comes to which one to pick, whether the the MacBook Neo or the iPad Air M4, then you should watch till the end, because I have a couple of reasons why both of these products are fantastically exciting. And I have a very strong opinion regarding the MacBook and the iPad both, which is where people like me tend to get a lot more confused. So I'm going to take you guys through each and every single reason why either the MacBook Neo is a fantastic one or the iPad M4 is a fabulous one. Before we move ahead, like most of you know, with the couple of videos that I've already posted where I've shown you a lot of interest and passion and flair that I have towards perfumes, my parents were kind enough to bring back a few from a very small trip that they went for recently, but obviously the list was given by me. So I'm going to show you guys, the best possible fragrances to wear on one's self during this summer in Bangalore, because it's obviously getting hot and you want to be smelling your best when you walk around or through the day. So let me show you the first perfume, guys, is the Versace Manu Fresh Extreme. Now the Manu Fresh is a perfume that basically I feel has launched a little over 10 years ago, but the fragrance still remains and retains its freshness. It's got a very unique fragrance type, and the Extreme is not something that I realized. It's a great fragrance. The color code on this one is fantastic, as you can see, right? So the atomizer, for example, is great too, right? However, what I felt about the fragrance is I would not completely say that it is obviously, it's not going to be aligned to the Manu Fresh, but this particular one, in a couple of levels, does take it above, or a notch or two above, but in a few, it still lacks the throw and the projection that I would have expected out of a Versace. The Manu Fresh, on the contrary, which is the blue one, which also I have, and if you've seen that video in my previous couple of weeks ago, you can go back and check my perfume collection, and these babies have been added exactly to that. But coming back, like I was saying, the Manu Fresh is a very, very versatile, very, very young, sort of a very nice fragrance that pushes lengths ahead. When I wear it, it's actually been very, very high on compliments. Like, I've got a ton of compliments when I used to get or wear that perfume alongside even Azzaro Chrome for that matter, which I showed in the video. But now sticking to Versace, this is a EDP, which is a Eau de Parfum, but the EDT on the Versace Manu Fresh, I felt, is a lot more long lasting compared to this. This would come at probably at the max of 5 to 6 hours, I say. Um, but yes, but it's a great looking bottle and it's a cool fragrance for sure, right? Now I had to get this repeat of a perfume. I do a lot of repeats because once I stick onto a particular fragrance, I really love how it smells and feels on me, right? But this one is, again, you don't have to guess. It's a very sweet, very fresh, very sort of long lasting fragrance from Paco Rabanne, which is the 1 million Parfum. Again, I got the Parfum edition. This is the first time I've got the Parfum. I got the EDT and the EDP the last 2 times. But one heck of a bottle, guys. I mean, it really is a particular bottle that continues to draw people's attention, come what may, because of the freshness and the sweetness that it has. And now, obviously, as you guys can see, this is how it looks. And I wouldn't say the atomizer on this is great, but it's all right. But the smell on this one is absolute golden, right? Just like the brick. Now, of course, I do understand that Paco Rabanne, the 1 million has come out. Oh, Jesus. The grapefruit on this one, I'd say, is the game changer compared to the EDP or the EDT. You know, this is one that has a lot more of a throw and things like that. But again, the perfume, I would say this again lasts, because of high concentration, this again lasts quite some time. However, if you want a lot more of the richness of the undertones and the sweetness that comes in from the 1 million, I would really recommend you guys to get the EDP, right? Because the perfume is a lot more concentrated. It does have a good throw for the first 4 or 5 hours, but post that it's sort of settles down a bit. It is a little more subtle and it settles down a bit, but you do get the fragrance without a doubt. Now the next one is the Dolce & Gabbana, the one. This is a 100 ml EDT, and I already have a 50 ml EDT, which I got. Again, fantastic. I would rate this again a very round the year sort of a fragrance, but not too much of a summer wear. It's got really nice, tones of, as they say, sandalwood and things like that. But again, a very high pulling, complementing fragrance, right? Now, the other two are, I would say, the most mainstream perfumes that you can find in the market, which every other person would own. No, it's not David of Cool Water. It's the Calvin Klein 1 and the Calvin Klein B. Now, this one, as you can see, is obviously a bigger pack. It's a 200 ml, and this is a 100 ml, right? Now, the reason why I got back to these two fragrances, number one, is, like I said, it is amazing, guys. I would say that apart from a couple of fragrances and a lot of the fragrances that I have inside that cupboard, I would say these two are also going to be added into my evergreen list, right? In my previous video, I spoke about a lot of them that are repeats and evergreen. These two would be two. And for I would say, quite the number of years, I did not have, a replacement of these two bad boys. But the secret behind why they also found their way back in, as you can see, if you can see, is it says it's only $30. And this one is just $49. This is from Singapore. Now, for 3,000 rupees, this is a solid bet for 200 ml. And mind you, these are all from the stores and it's not dupes, right? And for about roughly around 2,000, 2,200 rupees, I got a 1+1 on both of these. So it's like I got two of these for 75 USD, two, and two of these for about 50 USD, not USD, Singapore dollars, right? So with that, the perfume thing is done. Now let's get moving. Now, like I was telling you guys, the MacBook Pro is a fantastic beast of a machine, right? Now, who is the MacBook Neo made for? Even though Apple and a couple of reviewers have said that it is something that's more inclined towards people who are going to college or school and things like that, I still beg to differ. Because, guys, do not forget, I'm even convincing a friend of mine to go in for the MacBook Neo than going in for the Air, because for his kind of usage, I feel the Neo is perfect. You're getting an A18 Pro chip, which was exactly what was there on the 16 Pro series, right? If you remember last year on the phone. Now, a lot of people might say, who on this earth would possibly put, an iPhone chip into a Mac? But if you go to the Apple store and get your hands on the MacBook Neo and just to get a feel, you'll realize that three-fourths of the features that you possibly expect the MacBook to actually do, this one does it fabulously well as well. Now the Neo, for example, it does come in vibrant colors, it pulls a lot of attention and things like that. But there are a couple of things that it comes with which are restricted to compared to the Air or the Pro. Said, I would like to end this video for today, and I will see you guys very, very soon on a new video very shortly. If you like this video, and thank you to each and every single person who's actually been reaching out to ask me how I'm doing. I'm still in the road to recovery and I'm getting better, and I will be there very, very soon. And you guys subscribing to my channel, making sure that you like this video and share it with like-minded family and friends, or people who are really keen and interested to understand which is a better bet to go for, right? So here's me, Aditya Kumar, signing out from my channel for today, and I will catch you guys on the next one super soon. Cheers. Boom.